Hobbies is another thing. You wrote a blog post
Oh,
about this recently. I
yes.
strongly believe that hobbies will be way more important in the future. So that's one thing. Maybe I don't do as much as I should now, picking up fun hobbies. But maybe there's time afterwards. What is your take on hobbies?
Oh, yes. So first, yeah, it's true. Like we and me as well, maybe don't spend that much time doing hobbies, maybe spending like more time thinking about hobbies. Like what? So basically, I
I
wrote,
think
yeah, sorry.
I think what our work is kind of like a hobby. So
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So what I did, I wrote like a short blog post about what makes a good hobby. Uh, and the TLDR version is that um, I wouldn't want to rank specific. I will rank hobbies, but but what we were thinking about, me and my girlfriend Karin. So we were discussing the fact that okay, people spend a lot of time consuming, just watching, doom scrolling or watching TV series and all those things. Like they aren't maybe inherently bad, but there seems like there could be some things or some framework that categorizes things that are better. So what we came up with is that you have like a Venn diagram of three circles. Everything that lies outside is consuming, but then in these circles or these different circles are then you can do something that is creating. So creating something that didn't exist in the world before. You can an example of that is um, building an app that didn't exist. Or I know you like this one, the sourdough loaf. You bake something, uh, and the second one is sharing. So share an experience or something with others. So like you publish your app on the App Store, or you eat your bread with your friends or family, whatever. And then the final one is I think I ended up calling it progressing. So developing yourself, becoming better at something. So the idea is that if you have one thing, so for example, creating an app, it's a good hobby if, or actually, let's start with consuming. So you can have TikTok, so you just consume an app. I would definitely rank creating an app as a better hobby than just scrolling TikTok. I think most people agree with this.
what is your
But I think
optimization metric?
optimization metric, how do you mean?
Optimization metric. Why is it better?
Oh, so yeah, so that's an interesting discussion. I think for me that's more philosophical, and I think this ties down to my like philosophical framework of what I think, what I think I want to do as a human, like why I exist. And this is, I mean, I think this is
This is an axiom. It's not. It doesn't depend on other
exactly,
philosophies.
exactly. It's just take it at face value.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this is where it can differ between people. I think my analysis is maybe it's not fully developed in my head, but I think my short view on things is that I want to create something that didn't exist before, and something that can be useful for others and that can bring joy to myself when I do it. So just
Mm,
making the world more interesting, more fun, more rich in things. Um,
mm,
that's what I want to do. So
yeah.
creating something better than not creating something.
Right. So they were creating, sharing, and progressing.
Yeah,
Those are the pillars of a good hobby. And if they have
exactly.
two, that's better than having one. If they have all three, that's like the perfect hobby.
Yes,
But I guess then
exactly.
then it's not binary. They could be sharing with more people or just one person. Does that matter?
Um, I don't think I have a strict opinion. No.
On progressing, surely that's not binary. Like you can progress a little bit, but it's better to progress a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm? Mm? There,
Mm.
I agree with most of this. The thing I don't agree with, or like I guess it depends on how you frame it. When you say like a good hobby,
Mm.
I agree that if you have these three, that is probably something that will lead to more happiness. I think, okay, so the sharing one is the one I have not problems with, but I don't fully agree with. Because I think sharing, yes, it gives you joy. Yes, it's kind of like a wholesome thing, and maybe it's the optimization if you want to optimize joy from a utilitarian perspective across the globe, then you should push for more hobbies that where you share, because then more people will be happy. I agree with this.
Mhm.
However, from like an egoistic perspective, if
Yeah.
I were to develop a hobby that is like good for me, I think it's actually better to have one where I don't rely on other people to be happy. So if I can have a hobby where I can do it whenever, I don't need some specific time of day. I don't need to be among other people. I can just do it whenever, and I get happy by this. This is more valuable than having a hobby where you have to have all of these external factors, like having another person there to share it with. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, I think that's interesting, and it like comes down to the philosophical view of what you think, or what you think is important to do as a human. Like
mm,
I think it's maybe useless is maybe a bit harsh, but why do you do something that's just for yourself?
uh, you can still progress. You
Yeah, in
can,
other, or yeah, you can progress, sure, yeah.
yeah, you can. You get happiness from it.
But if it's just you internally, like let's say if you draw it to the extreme, if you just do things your whole life without sharing anything with anyone else.
Yeah, but still, like I I am happy. Like I am happy. I can exist in a vacuum, being happy.
Yes.
But you
Then I
don't.
think, sorry.
So if what do you like if you're like God and you
Mm.
you want to optimize? Uh, so I think like from a utilitarian perspective, then it's like increase the sum of the happiness and of every person. And if every person manages to get happy by themselves, that counts as well.
Mm.
But then
Yeah.
maybe you see it more like a network, or
Yeah, I think I see it as I want to act upon the world, uh, and not just me as an individual being happy. Like I don't think it would seem that valuable. I think it would seem more valuable if I can act on the world, impact the world, like external to me, than just being happy in like a vacuum.
hmm, hmm.
But
Agree
I
to
think
disagree.
yeah, and I think I mean this. I could change my mind on this. Yeah, I would love to keep exploring this and like read more about this.
Yeah. One hobby. So maybe one like reason why I started to look for holes in in your reasoning is that, like I enjoy meditation, and meditation it's I guess a bit progressive, but you're not creating anything, you're not sharing anything. But maybe like you meditate, you become like a calmer, better, friendlier person, and then in your interactions in the rest of your day, then you're a better person. Would you count that as sharing? I don't know, maybe.
I think no, I wouldn't. I think it's a good point because I should say that I definitely do those things as well, and I think you need to do some of those things. But if you were to rank hobbies, if you were to like, I would say that that's kind of a bad hobby if that's what you do.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take.
Yeah. Um,
But you go out running.
exactly.
You run a lot. That's the same.
Yeah.
That's a bad hobby then.
It's a bad hobby. Yeah. I think it would be better if I just were to do running.
Yeah.
Maybe this is like a way, like maybe I'm drawing it to the extreme too much.
Yeah.
But if I were to just do running, then I think, yeah, that would be a bad hobby. It would be a better hobby if I were to like organize some sort of run club, run with others, do more challenging runs.
Okay. Maybe. But I think there's some problem with your framework if one one of like running is probably the hobby you do the most in your life,
Mm.
and surely there's a problem in your framework if the number one hobby you do has is considered a bad hobby.
Yeah, no, it's a fair point. I think what
It's also not
I would
consuming,
consider,
right?
no, it's not.
So like
It's
is
just
doesn't your framework
it's
assume that
progressing
everything is not, oh, it's progressing. Yeah, okay. Is it really though?
sometimes.
Like are you running for to progress, to be
Yeah,
faster? Okay.
yeah, or to be
Okay.
more, or to be faster, or actually, yeah, it's faster or remain at the level I am at right now.
Yeah, that and
So
then it's
maybe
not
not progressing.
progressing, and it's not creating, and it's not sharing.
Yeah,
It's not consuming.
exactly. Yeah, I think it's yeah. I would say it is. It falls outside the circles definitely. I think maybe I need to rename consuming.
Mm,
In some sense, I consume the outdoors. Then maybe
yeah,
yeah,
fair.
but it falls in that category, and maybe then uh, consuming is not the right word for it, but it's outside the circles. And
Mm,
I think the difficulty is the difficulty lies in comparing different hobbies, like comparing hobbies that are totally different. I think what's easy is to compare different variations of running. Like when you add different elements to it, then I can definitely say that running difficult runs and progressing is better than just doing easy runs. Like that
mm,
comparison works. It's more difficult to say, yeah, running is a worse hobby than building an app and sharing it with others.
true, true. Yeah. So, what are the worst hobbies in the world?
Yeah, so you said like running, meditating, um, hiking is one. Hiking is worse than running, definitely. Those you can compare. There are some cases where you can compare.
This is an
Uh,
extremely contrarian view. Like,
yeah,
like rank the worst hobbies: meditation, running, hiking.
yes,
That's a very contrarian
all
view.
terrible hobbies. I hope that's not like what we just do when AGI hits. Like, wouldn't that be kind of sad? Like everyone just if everyone were to be doing that, it would seem kind of boring.
I don't agree. Like I think
Okay.
meditation, running, and hiking are amazing,
All right.
amazing
Yeah.
hobbies.
They
Like
are.
you
I
get
was
like
just gonna say they are
so
worse.
hiking, like I guess consuming the nature, but like I think it's so I can't put my finger on it, but it's like it's beautiful consuming nature, like getting just the awe of how beautiful nature is. This is amazing. And then meditation is also once again I can't really put my finger on it, but it's there's something there,
Yeah.
and
It is beautiful. It is amazing, and you get a lot of happiness from it. So I definitely don't disagree with that. I just hope that we at least do. Everyone does maybe some hobby that has some of these circles.
yeah, I'm definitely going to do like a short form clip of you saying that those three are the worst hobbies, and I've heard someone said that infuriating content is drives clicks. So that's
Yeah,
that
I'm glad to contribute to it.